Hey everybody, this is your old pal Chuck, and we're back with another 3-minute review. Today we're taking a look at the Walmart exclusive Retro G1 line. This is Deluxe Class Autobot Gears. Gears is here in its original toy deco with the actual head, which we all know comes from the Mysterians. Now, if you'd like to know more about the history of the Mysterians and the Transformers, do check out my review of the previously released Legacy Gears. Speaking of which, here's the figure right here. As you can see, the real difference between the two is the deco and the heads. This is more animation accurate, and that's the toy accurate right there. Other than that, the Retro G1 Gears has a more pastel blue and red, while the Legacy release has a darker blue and red. I think the actual animation accurate color scheme is somewhere in the middle, and I actually think the toy was a little bit darker than this lighter shade of blue. Other than that, the figures are exactly the same, and this features the same amount of articulation. For more information on that, again, do check out my original review. To start the transformation, step 1 is to rotate the arms up at the double elbow so that the fists are touching the shoulder. Step 2, rotate the chest down and then fold the arms in on that by armpit hinge. Step 3, fold out the backpack and rotate out the front wheel. Step 4, rotate the head around and bring up the backpack, tapping into the back and into the holes there on the forearms. You do not have to rotate the head around if you don't want to. Step 5, rotate out the heels and fold the legs back on the knees, tabbing them into place on the roof. Step 6, rotate out the chest plate, tabbing the chest and into the bottom here and the plate into the back. Finally, fold out the rear wheels and attach the blaster. I very quickly should mention that this back panel does come detached as on the original release. It's at the bottom of the bubble of the tray. Also, I appreciate the fact that while they did paint the gun silver, they did leave the handle bare black plastic so it won't scuff or scratch. Basically the paint layout and deco is exactly the same as the original toy. The only difference being now that instead of having an Autobot logo, you do have the Mysterians M painted there on the hood of the car, which I think is a very nice touch and very nice. Other than that, this rolls very nicely. Actually, in some places feels a little bit tighter than the original toy. Deluxe Gears was one of the best Transformers released in 2024, and this figure is just as good. While there's nothing new here to overly recommend if you have the original release of that figure, the new deco and head is really fun. This is the second use of the mold, and I am highly anticipating the release of Swerve, which was the retool and repaint originally in G1. This is your old pal Chuck reminding you, it's just because something can take 3 minutes or less doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I